Hello, this is me, Helmut, and I want to talk to you today about basically two things. Number one, the things I always do, which is marketing, helping people to grow in a business. This is something I know. Actually, I call it shining the light on a particular area, product, service, so that it's more shiny and people see it. Or making noise, lots of noise, so that people hear you. Basically, marketing, in my humble opinion, and I've read that in some other places, is nothing else but being popular, just like when we were young, much so younger, and popular in high school, or the girl or the boy who is popular and has lots of people hanging around them. And those people, because of it, actually, the ones who everybody knows Susie or Georgie, and thus everybody talks about Susie and Georgie whenever communication occurs. That's all marketing is all about. I know about that things rather well. I'm not saying I'm the best in the world, but I'm pretty good at it. And I have done well for myself basically on it, and have done well for many other people. Whether I was a doctor, a printer, a doctor in Chicago, a printer in New York, or whether it is an oil company in India, or a dentist in India for that much. Okay? Or a company who sells coffee in Singapore. So, I'm pretty good at it. That's one topic I want to talk to you about it, because most of us need and want motivations, especially today. In today's market we do, and probably we do it all the time. So the next thing, however, I want to talk to you about it is something I don't know anything about it, and I am going from my feeling here, from what I see, and from, yes, what I might have heard from some other people, and maybe they influenced me. I got that. So the next thing, I know nothing about it, and that is the state of the economy and where it will go in terms of money. All right. Why don't I start with the thing I know shit about it, nothing about it, and that is this. All right. A couple of years ago, we had a breakdown of financial and economy, which our generation, I'm 57, has never seen before. We've never seen a halt and a stop on credit, ever. It's just, in fact, it got better or worse or worse, meaning it got easier and easier. That's the right word. Whether that's better or worse, it's to be seen. The point is, we had a crash. The point is, now X amount of people out of job, and people currently spend less on almost everything, on dentistry and on all kinds of stuff, on elective surgery, on everything elective. They spend less. I even see potential clients, doctors like you, spending less on everything, including on marketing, which is why a large amount of newspapers, outlets, media outlets, television outlets are going broke, because the only way they stay alive is by other people marketing, talking to the masses, so that they would be known. So everybody spends less. Makes a lots of sense, because during a downturn there's less money. Marketing works less than it used to work before, so the desire to hold on is understandable. Wrong, but understandable. So let me nevertheless talk about what I think the next 2, 3, 5, and maybe even 6, 7, 8 years will hold. They will not be as good as the last 1 to 2 years. And I think not by a long shot. But again, let me tell you, I know nothing about it. Okay, this is just my feeling. Here's what I look at. Okay, stocks kind of have rebounded relatively fine. I've never in my life bought a piece of stock. Real estate hasn't rebounded. Whatever they tell you, real estate prices are up and all those things, or home prices, home sales have been up in June, apparently. In fact, I think it came out today or yesterday. Anyway, it's all simply not quite as it is. You must understand the government and the financial experts did not foresee the crash. So in short, what makes you thinking they're going to see what's coming up, especially since we have elections coming up in few months to come. They need to bolster it up as much as you can. In fact, just a few days ago, there was reports out there that Bank of America and Dell reported wrongly on report, but it's underplayed, of course. So the point is, almost every time, by the way, you get new reports on house sales or on unemployment a month or two later of it wasn't right, it was worse. Well, so things are bolstered enormously. Here's what's happening on the street. People are buying less. There is information out there that in the next year, maybe two, over, in fact, end of 2010 and, 2011 and 2012, part of it, that there are more home loans for residential people being reset, meaning reaching higher interest level. And the amount of that is higher than the subprime crash. And yes, those people will crash because even those people now make less money. Most importantly, their houses are underwater, and many of them will just make a business decision, walk away. Why pay for a house $300,000, $200,000, $500,000 if it was an expensive home, more than it currently worth it? So you can walk away and buy the same house for $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, and $500,000 cheaper. Basically, screw the credit. That's what many people will say. Business owners, business people, they're already, credit isn't necessarily their most important thing, because they have an ability to make money. So house prices will go down, most likely. Keep again, I am saying that, okay? I do not know nothing about it, all right? But all that happening, unemployment will rise. Unemployment is already more than 20%. The government just wants to tell you it's 9%. Because they're not calculating many things. If we would calculate the way we calculated in the 20s, 1929, we would already be above it. Now I see those numbers. Being a mechanical machinery engineer, numbers I'm familiar with them. I can take a rule of thumb number and work with it relatively well. This is what I'm seeing. On the street, there'll be less consumption. Less consumption will mean everything will go down. Everywhere, even in other countries, because America is consuming a lot, and yet we don't produce all that much. Not that we produce nothing, but not all that much. Right now, of course, the banks do better. They receive billions, trillions actually, of dollars of money. If you give me $500 billion or $1 trillion, of course I do better too. If I give you $400,000 to market and to do whatever and to pay off your past debts and do things like that, of course you're going to do better. That's the only reason those people are now do better. With you and my money, okay? I employ up to 20 people. They pay lots of tax. I pay tax. So even if I might be late with some tax here and there, I still pay a lot. I still make lots of people paying more tax. I make lots of doctors paying more tax because they make more money. All right? It's that money which did all that. Short, the economy isn't going to get better. Here's the thing. Maybe what I say, and hopefully what I say, is never, ever, ever, ever coming true. But here's one thing. I, for one, have seen the movie Titanic. Great movie. Great movie. They should have made it. They should have both survived. But that's me, the emotional guy in it. At least in the movie they should have survived. In real life, they didn't, I guess. But the fact is this, they didn't have enough safety boats, enough security boats, little tiny lifeboats. Well, why would one go through the economy with no lifeboats? See, if nothing is going to happen of what I say, if there is not a crash of enormous magnitude, if you have been prepared, fine. If you have not been prepared, wow. If nothing happens, hey, who cares? All you did is prepare yourself. And I'm going to why and how to prepare yourself, because there, in my opinion, is only one way over the next 5 to 8 years to prepare yourself, except being super, super, super rich and being able to invest in gold, in silver, and have real estate paid off, and maybe in heavy commodities. Most of them, I think, in the agriculture area, meaning to do with food, so that people can eat type of things. All right, and maybe even oil, because there probably isn't so much around anymore, or it is difficult to get, and even though consumption might go down, eventually people still need to live and will live. And but in any case, again, I'm not whatsoever an expert, but commodities, sugar, flour, corn, that type of stuff, where people will still need it. Okay, they will still need it.